Okay, today we're going to be talking about the NanoVNA, the H4 version, and I'm going to bring on a very special guest who I rarely talk to. I'm going to bring on the TheSmokinApe today. We're going to talk about the NanoVNA, and it's coming up right now.
Shut up and sit down.
Okay, guys, Ham Radio 2.0. Make sure my audio is good there. My name's Jason. I'm KC5HWB. Today we're going to be talking about the NanoVNA, which I picked up from RNL Electronics. He's actually got 3 or 4 versions of this thing now, and he says they're selling very well. He keeps going out of stock, and I emailed him over the weekend, and I'm like, why do you keep going out of stock? Are you getting rid of them? He's like, no, man, I can't keep them in stock. They're selling so well, and his price on them is really good too. So let me transition over here. I'm going to welcome the TheSmokinApe. Good morning.
How are you? Hello. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm still trying to wake up.
Oh, man, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. So for those who don't know, and I'll put links below for Ape's channel, but he's done 2 or 3 videos about this device already. Have you done one for the H4?
Yep, did one on the H4 and then a couple on just the H model.
Okay, good. So I'll link at least one of. Well, I'll link your channel below for sure, but I might link a couple of the videos as well. So what's the difference between the H4 and the other models then?
The H4 has a little bit different firmware, so it behaves a little bit differently.
Okay.
We can see some of that when we walk through it, but the other one is I believe it goes up to 1.5 gigahertz, where the earlier model only went up to 900 megahertz.
Okay.
And that's handy for folks who want to do like flight aware and stuff like that, build antennas for that.
Yes.
But the big reason I got it is it comes in a case. The H model does not, and it also has a 4-inch screen as opposed to the 2.8-inch screen. And I can't see that font on the little one. So.
I'm gonna take the plastic off of my screen here.
That was driving me crazy.
Okay, good. So okay, cool. So do I need to go download a the Saver software? Does that come with it? How does that work?
Yeah, so on my PC, I use a program called NanoVNA-Saver.
Okay.
It runs on Windows, Linux, and Mac, and you use that to interface through a serial port on the. You just plug into the USB-C connector on the bottom of the NanoVNA, and then you can connect to it, and you can see all your charts and configurations on the computer screen. Which makes it really, really handy because you can actually like do an analysis of your antenna, and then you can save the output of that, and then make a change to the antenna, and then apply that change on top of the copy that you saved, so you can see the changes.
Oh, that's fun. Okay.
Yeah, it's really handy.
Okay, good. And that's something that you have to add on to the NanoVNA after the fact, right?
NanoVNA is just fine as it is, but it's software you need to install on the computer.
The software just on the computer. Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to do anything on the VNA.
Okay, well, we can do that real quick. So does it install or does it just run on top of it?
I think it just runs on top of it.
Okay, I think from the looks of it, that's what I'm... Okay, so it just opens up like a command line. Oh, no, there it is.
You just have a screen come after that.
Yeah. Would you like to check for updates automatically? Sure, why not?
Yeah. And just one thing to note, though, if you're going to initiate a sweep from the device, you have to do the calibration on the device. If you're going to initiate the sweep in the software, you have to do the calibration in the software.
Okay.
So that's just one thing that we usually give folks.
Okay.
If there's a way to share the calibration, I don't know. It could be.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's good information to have either way. So, okay, I think that this will do it here. Okay, good. So, all right, I've got the Smith chart. You can't see it, I don't think.
No.
I've got the Smith chart up. And NanoVNA-Saver 0.3.4.
And you got a newer version than I got 221. I knew they came out with a .3.
Yeah, the link you sent me is what this downloaded.
Yeah, so, that's the latest. That's the latest.
Yeah.
Oh, yep, it says A34.
Okay.
I better pull that down.
All right, good. So, do I need to do anything with this guy?
No. Okay. So with that, if you want to do the calibration on that device, if people see how to do it, we can walk through that if you want.
Okay. Do you have to use this thing to use the Saver software?
Yeah, so what you do with that thing to use the Saver software is that there's a port on the bottom of that device that has a USB-C connector.
Right.
So you want to take the cable and you want to hook it to the device and then plug it into your computer.
Okay.
And then you want to power it on, obviously.
Boom.
I heard it.
Yeah.
And then in the software, in the lower left-hand corner, you'll have something that says serial port control. It may have detected your serial port already. You can just hit that rescan, and that should find the COM port.
It came up and it said, yeah, on the screen it says initialization failed, and it said serial port not detected on the Windows screen. Or device not detected on the Windows screen, rather.
Check it's powered on, right, the NanoVNA?
Yeah, it's powered on.
Then just go into Device Manager and see if you see it in there.
Okay. Let me unplug and replug it.
Just turn it off.
Yeah, it was powered off when I plugged it in, so I don't know if that makes a difference or not. Sometimes some devices it makes a difference. You're supposed to power them on first or power them on after.
Yeah, I don't
However
know.
it does that. All right, now Windows says setting up a device.
There you go.
And the screen on the NanoVNA is better. Okay, I think that'll probably do it right there. So let's put that over here. COM5 set up and ready to go. Okay, we're good.
And then there's a connect button to connect to VNA.
From Saver?
Yeah, under serial port control.
Yeah, okay. Oh, here. Connect to device.
And then once that happens, you probably are getting some data on your charts.
There it goes. Okay. Yeah, it took it a second. I had to click rescan, and it brought up something in the serial port drop down, and then I clicked on connect, and now the connect button says disconnect, and I'm getting information in the top left, not in the Smith charts over on the right, but in the top left fields have been populated now.
Yeah. So you can change those charts. So if you go down to display setup, it's 2 buttons below that disconnect.
Yes, I see it.
So if you click that, then at the bottom of that chart, you have something that says displayed charts. And then you can pick out whichever ones you want there.
Yes, okay.
So they have one is S11 Viswar VSWR. And
yes.
That's the one that we want to use.
That's the one we want to use. Okay. All right. So
and also while you're there, there'll be a on the right-hand side of that, there's a box that says bands where you can click that and show bands. That'll show you
manage bands.
Yeah,
show bands. I see that. Okay.
Yep, and then you want to click the manage bands.
Okay.
And you get a data table. This software is not ITU2, so like I had to change. So for the 2 meter, it went from 144 to 146. I had to extend that to 148, and then I had to add in the 1.25 meter. I had to do an add row to add that one in as well.
Okay, so we're gonna have to do that because
if we're doing a 2 meter,
if we're doing
220,
220, yeah. So add row, and I'm just gonna call it 1.25 meter. Meter, okay. Start megahertz with 222.0, I think it is.
Yeah, you got to do it. It's in hertz. So
yeah. So just, I think I'm gonna do.
Keep adding twos.
Right.
Or zeros.
Keep adding zeros, yeah.
And it goes up to 225, I think.
Yeah, I think 225. Looks like it's 6 zeros after that. So, okay, good. That's okay, good. That's there. It's out of order, but I guess that doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's fine on the charts.
Yeah. Okay. All right, good.
And then this display settings, you have to click out of here. You have to click the X to get out.
Okay.
Like there's no OK or save.
There's no okay. We're back there. Yeah, I wish you could see my screen. We'll have to figure that out for next time, I guess. But I've got you and I and the NanoSaver software on the screen right now, so we should be good.
Yep.
Okay.
So the first thing that we want to do is that we want to set up our sweep settings, and then we'll do a calibration.
Okay.
So in the upper left-hand corner, you'll see something called sweep control,
Yes.
and then hit the sweep settings button,
Got it.
and then you can call the sweep anything you want. You don't have to call it anything. But at the bottom of that pop-up, there's a sweep band box.
Yes.
And that pulls the bands directly from that data table that we set up.
Gotcha.
So you should see your 1.25 meter in there.
I do.
So you can select that, and then what I'll do when I use this is I do the pad band limits. I do 25%.
Now, what does that do exactly?
So if you don't pad it, it will start and stop on the band edges. If you pad it, it gives you a little bit more.
A little bit outside of the band?
Yeah, and that's really handy because your dip might not actually be in the band.
Right, yeah. I see right underneath, as soon as I click that radio button, right underneath it, it says sweep span 221.24 megahertz to 225.88 megahertz.
Yeah, so it gives you a little space.
Gotcha. Okay, that's a good. It's a good plan. Okay, good.
And then hit set band sweep and then exit out of it.
Set band sweep and then just exit. Okay.
Yep. And then back on the main screen in the lower left-hand corner, you should see something that says calibration.
Yes.
So you want to hit that, and then if you look down, there's a calibration assistant that works out really well.
Calibration assistant. Oh yes, the button right there is about in the middle. Okay.
Yeah.
I got it. Click
Okay,
that.
so, yep. And now when we do the calibration, you're going to have to connect those calibration standards in the box. There's like three little things that look like adapters, but they're not.
Right. Yeah. I did watch your video that you explained those on.
Yeah.
So I don't remember the difference between the three.
The open one, if you look into it, actually has a hole in it. The short has a pin.
Okay.
And then the load is silver.
Okay, let me switch to overhead here. Okay, so we've got, okay, so you can't, it's going to be small in the screen, but that's the one with the pin right there. This is the one with the pin. This is the one that's open with no pin. And then the silver one right here is, it's got a gold cap on it, but it's silver on the bottom. What does the silver one do?
Load.
That's your
load. So when your
your
calibration assistant is up, and it's going to tell you a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
But you just want to hit OK to proceed.
Yeah, it popped up this message. I clicked OK. Please connect the short standard to port 0.
Yeah, so what you want to do is it's actually channel 0, not port 0.
Yeah. I kind of assumed that was the case here.
This is the Chinglish. But yeah, the short is the one that has the pin in it. So it's gold.
Oh, it's the one that has the pin. I thought that it was the one without the pin.
Without the pin is the open.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Okay, so here's the one with the short. The pin. Okay. I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to click over here.
Yeah, and hit OK.
And hit OK. My phone's ringing, but I'm not answering. Okay. Okay, now it says, it popped up, it says, please connect the open standard to port 0.
Yep.
So I don't click OK to that yet, right?
No, not until you put the other one on there.
Okay. Let's do that real quick. Yeah, this looked like a multi-step process, but it didn't look like it was that complicated. You just kind of have to follow the directions on the screen.
And then you can save the calibrations when you're done, so you can just recall them later, so you don't have to do it every time.
Gotcha. Okay, now it's popped up and it says connect the load standard.
Correct.
Okay, good. Good, okay. There's that.
Now it's probably telling you that that you don't have to do the next two tests, which should be your isolation and through tests.
It's telling me the required steps for one port calibration are now complete. If you wish to continue and perform 2-port, press yes. To apply the 1-port calibration and stop, press apply.
Yeah, so if you're just testing like a single antenna, you only need the 1-port calibration.
Okay.
Now, if you're going to test like a low pass filter or something like that, then you want to send out your signal from the one port and then intercept what's left over in the other port.
Okay. Okay, so I just clicked apply for the one port. All right, we're good. We're back to the calibration screen on the Saver software now.
Yeah, and then you can just exit out of that.
Okay. All right, so we're back to the standard chart there.
Yep, and now just connect. Once you connect that J pole up to the channel 0.
Okay. All right, let me zoom back out for the audience here. We're going to get this, and I've got these Ed Fong J poles. Well, if I can keep from tearing up my shack, these Ed Fong J poles are pretty slick because they're easy to use. I was talking to somebody in the Discord chat the other day, and he was talking about his HOA, and he was like, I don't know what to put up. I'm like, this is what you put up. You can't tell it's an antenna. It looks like a piece of PVC pipe. You know, most people probably wouldn't even see it. But this is the 220 version. Unless I'm mistaken, Ape, and I'm pretty sure this is the 220 version.
We'll find out.
And we'll find out here in a second. I'm pretty sure this is the 220 one because I've got a dual band that I think is a little bit taller than this one. But I'm pretty sure that's my 221. So let's see what we can break here. So I'm going to put this this short jumper with SMA males on both ends of it comes with the NanoVNA. This adapter to SMA female to SO239 is just something I had. So we're going to put that on there. And then put that, connect that to that port there. I'm going to do overhead. Okay, so I'm going to connect that to channel 0 there. And I've got this jumper here going to another jumper. I've got 2 jumpers and an adapter in the middle going to it. Okay, good. All right, I think we're ready.
So then up in the left-hand corner under your sweep control, there's actually a sweep button.
Yes.
So you can just go ahead and hit that real quick, and it'll do the sweep.
Okay. So sweep button is right here. So it says that there's a green 100% bar right above that. What does that mean?
That means it ran.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. So so we're gonna click sweep.
You can set it up to do a single sweep, and then you can set it up to do continuous.
Okay.
Or you can set it up to do averaging. So I just run a single sweep. But
yeah.
I have run the other ones, but.
Okay, so the impedance came. The frequency came back as 225.75. The Viswar is. This is all under the master one. There's marker 1, and marker 2, and marker 3.
And they should correspond to the dots on the line in your chart. Like if you have a red marker, there should be a red, like a triangle.
I don't see anything on the chart. I mean, it put this line on the chart, this amber-looking line on the chart.
Right.
But that's all I see. I don't see any marks or anything on the chart.
Oh, next to the markers, there's a radio button.
Yes.
I think if you highlight that radio button, it'll show you where it is on the graph. I don't have mine set up.
Huh. No, it's not. Well, let me see if I can share my screen with you so you can see it. Oh yeah. How about this?
There you go.
All right. Can you see that now?
I can see it.
Okay. Good. All right. Your image is no longer being displayed on the video, but I mean that's okay.
That's fine.
So for the moment.
I know I'm pretty.
All right, so I've got the radio button. The red radio button was already selected, and I went back to but I don't see anything. Am I supposed to be looking on this S11 Viswar chart here?
Yeah, you can. So like, if you look at the table has the marker 1, marker 2, marker 3 data.
Up here?
You can over just a little bit to the right.
Yeah, this is where I was reading before. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what you can do is in the markers where it says marker 1, you can type a frequency in there, and you can adjust that from 2257. So if you wanted to see at the start of the band what it was, you could just type 220 MHZ in there.
Okay.
And I'll drop a marker right at the beginning of the band. Go over to the left and then down a little bit lower, a little bit lower, a little bit lower, right there.
Oh, type it right there. So
Yeah.
how about just 222 then?
Yeah, you got to put the MHZ in there.
So do I have to do the .0?
Now, if you just do MHZ, it should find it. No, there's no spaces.
No
though.
space. Okay, that's helpful to know. Okay, good.
And then just hit enter, and it should pop it up.
Enter. Not
I
seeing
don't
it.
know why it's not showing up. You,
Uh-uh.
maybe you got to do 222.000.
Okay, well, I can do that. It doesn't seem to like that either.
No.
Huh. It is.
Maybe it is a space.
Oh, well, okay.
See, it doesn't have a space up in the sweep control, though.
That's true. And it's capitalized up there, so I wonder if that makes a difference. Let's try it that way.
It did something. There it is.
Oh, there it is. Okay, so you have to capitalize it. All right, good. Yeah. Okay, so there it is right there. You can kind of see it. Let me turn that on. That's in the way.
Yeah, and so where it becomes handy is that if you say you're doing this on like a the 7 megahertz, if you're doing it on like a 40-meter antenna,
Yeah.
and then you want to have a specific frequency in your sweep that you're paying attention to, like if you're building like something for FT8 or something,
Right.
then you can set a marker for that, and then that way it's just easier, more identifiable to see it there.
Gotcha. Okay. And then I could put 225 at 225
Yeah.
megahertz. I don't think I'm going to put the period this time.
Yep, it showed up.
Well, yeah, there it is right there. Okay, I didn't even have to hit enter.
Yeah, and then you can actually add and remove markers under the display setup. So like if you wanted to have 10 of them for whatever reason, like if say you're going to sweep 2 megahertz or 2 meters all the way up to 70 centimeters, you might want to set like a calling frequency marker for each one of those
I
bands.
see. If you had like a really wideband antenna that would cover MERS and GMRS and all that, that's a good idea. That's
so
a good idea.
the antenna that you have, is it just 220 or does it do more?
No, this one's just 220. I have another version of his that is a tri-band. That'll do 2 meters, 220, 440. So it'll be interesting to sweep that one.
Yeah. You want to do it, or
we could do it? Yeah. Is it difficult to do multi-band, or would you?
No.
Okay.
So instead of doing the sweep settings like we did before, you just type it into the start and stop up under your sweep control.
Yeah, up here on the top left.
Yeah, so you would just type like 142 and then go up to like 455, something like that. You get them all.
And then it'll show you the entire. Like, it doesn't just show you the 3 bands; it shows you everything in that range.
Yep, sure does.
Oh wow! Holy cow! Okay. That antenna's in my garage. Do you have a minute?
Yeah, no worries.
All right. I'll be right back. All right, I've got the tri-band hooked up. So,
yeah, up in that sweep control, let's just change that start frequency.
Okay.
Now, keep in mind, our calibration that we did is for the 1.25, but it shouldn't make that big of a difference. We could always recalibrate later if we wanted to.
Okay.
But just change that to like 142.
Okay.
And then in the stop, I think I usually use it around 255. So how high does 70 go? Is it 448 or does it go all the way up to 450?
450 is the top of the amateur band. GMRS is around 462, 467. So we could say 470.
Sure. Or just even go to 500. It really doesn't matter. Sure. Now remember, when we did our band plan, we didn't add a stripe in for GMRS, so you're not going to have a gray bar for that.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay.
And then just hit that sweep button and you should be good to go.
Oh wow.
And
okay.
So this makes it a little bit tough to see. So what you can do is go down to your display setup.
Display setup.
So all the way in the lower left.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, right here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I can't see the pop-up because OBS only does the...
Oh, it only does... Okay. All right. So I've got show lines, dark mode.
Yeah, pick show lines.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah, that makes it a little bit better.
Yeah, okay. And then you can also turn off the 2 graphs. You can turn off your return loss and your gain. And that'll make your SWR chart a little bit wider.
Oh, there's a none down there. Okay, I didn't see that before.
Yeah, but you got to turn the other one off too. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that is better. Okay. Okay, so you can see where it dips at around 440, 440.3
Yeah.
right there. And then it dips around, I guess that's, I can't tell what frequency that is exactly.
If you click on it, it should tell you.
Can I move it up and down?
You should be able to. I guess not. You can type in a. There you go. You're on it.
If I'm doing that, and I'm rolling my mouse wheel to do that.
Yeah, that'll move it.
Yeah. Okay.
The other thing though is it looks like it's a little bit off, like the SWR, but that might just be the antenna is not straight and all that other stuff, right?
Could be. Yeah. Could be. Yeah. Well, yeah. The antenna is actually laying on the ground right now, so I mean, it's definitely not straight, but.
Yeah, so that's how you can get wider sweeps, is just expand that sweep control box. And like I'll do that for my end fed, because like I use my end fed from 40 to 10.
Yeah.
So I just sweep that frequency if I make those frequencies if I make any changes to it.
Okay. Adjusting a bit on my screen cap here to make sure okay, now the audience can see the graph on the bottom a little bit better. So that's so yeah, so here's the 2 meter. That's 142. That's where when I clicked there, it changed the red marker up here at the top.
Yeah, so you're like a 1.8 SWR there.
Right. Yeah. Are you just guessing because it's halfway between these, or do you see that somewhere? Oh,
No,
you're right here.
Right there.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'm not looking up here. I'm looking at the graph. So if I click down here at the bottom right corner on the graph to where my low points are, it changes these numbers under marker 1 because that's the red marker down here. So yeah, 145.58 megahertz is 1.809.
Right.
And the impedance is that's kind of weird.
Yeah, well, it's 27.2 plus J2.213.
Right.
That's actually coordinates on the Smith chart, which makes it pretty tough to read.
Yeah.
But like the dead center of the Smith chart is your 50 ohm impedance.
Yeah. Okay. So if I click there, how do you get it to go to the green marker?
You have to click the radio
I have to
button
go
next
over
to green.
here, don't I?
Yeah.
There. Okay, 227.9 is that's a 2.5 to 1, so it's not as good. And
yeah,
then,
but that all could change with like height and all that other crap.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course, soil density and blah 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 and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah.
I wish you could move the graph around a little bit better than just scrolling the mouse wheel in and out. But let's go here. Nope. And then the bottom part is 442.72, and it's 1.35 to 1, so that's really good.
Yeah.
So it's great on 2 meters and 440, and then it's decent on 220. Again, the antenna is like inverted V, up half of an inverted V right now. It's upside down, and there's metal stuff around me. So yeah, if you were to put it up in the air, it would definitely do better than that.
Yeah, one of the things I see is like on the tri-bands, they either do 440 and 2 meters really well and not 125, or they do 125 great and not the other two.
Yeah.
Seems like it's tough to get all three.
It is a compromised antenna. It is definitely a stealth compromised antenna that's built into a PVC pipe that's a J pole. And for what it is, I mean it works pretty darn good. So yeah, just bear that in mind. But yeah, that's really cool stuff though. Let's switch over here. Now you can't see this right now, but I'm showing the actual NanoVNA.
Yeah, that's fine. I got one in front of me.
If I get everything that we just did, can we do in here as well?
You can.
Okay.
But you should be getting a your yellow line on there should be your SWR chart.
Yes. Yeah, that's.
And then you can use the wheel at the top to kind of, how you're using the.
Yes. Yeah, I see the wheel at the top.
Yeah, so you should be able to use that to move
Right.
your markers like you were doing with your mouse.
Yeah, you can see that indicator moving at the top right there when I move the wheel back and forth. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Now we didn't calibrate it at the device, so
Right.
your readings might be different than what we got on the computer. To go through the calibration, and then also you can do a touch calibration in case your sensitivity on there is not good. But
Yeah.
under the main menu, there's a button called Cal, C-A-L.
Yes.
And you click that, and then there's a calibration set at the top. It says calibrate.
Yeah, calibrate. Uh-huh.
And then it's the exact same thing that we did in the software. You go through the open, short, load, and you can stop there where you can do the isolation and through. And then you click done when you're finished, and then it'll prompt you, and you can save it into, I think they call them slots, like slot 1, slot 2, slot 3.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then, because when you turn the device back on, it goes back to its factory setting.
Okay.
So like say you do a calibration for that antenna, and then you want to save it and then go mount it out back, you can just turn it on and then go into recall, and then you can recall that memory.
Oh,
and that way you don't have to recalibrate it all the time.
Right, right.
There's a lot of people think that you have to calibrate it at every usage, but if you save it for that set of frequencies, you should be good.
Okay.
So like if I'm going to make a SOTA antenna or a POTA antenna or something like that, I can calibrate it, run the sweep at home, and then that way when I go out in the field, I just plug it in, recall the calibration, and then it's much quicker.
Right. Okay. Well, that makes sense. Okay. Okay. It seems like it'll do quite a bit of stuff, though.
Yeah, it does tons of stuff.
Okay. I think
there's a groups IO for it.
Yeah.
That I belong to, and those guys are all like electrical engineers and stuff like that, and you know, they talk some pretty complicated stuff on there, but it's a good resource.
Right. Right. Cool. Okay.
But you get a ham on there, and it's like, hey, how do I test SWR? You know, and
how do I do the simplest thing out of all the stuff that this device will do? How do I do the very simplest thing that it will do? But I mean, no,
yeah,
that's okay.
I saw this one thing where this guy used it to calculate a far field plot of a Yagi antenna.
Wow.
So he had the Yagi mounted on a tripod and then turned it. He left the NanoVNA in the same spot. I believe he kept turning the Yagi. So he got a 360-degree field of it, and then they fed it into some software and did a far field plot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty intense.
How to do that.
That's pretty intense. Sheesh. Yeah. Okay. Cool, man. Well, hey, you know what? I'm glad that you at least gave me a like a starting point. I'm going to have to get a longer USB cable if I want to do another video on this thing.
Yeah, to get it so you can get it on their camera.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And there's almost got to be a way to make that screen brighter. But I have read some people who have, I think maybe people who have commented on your videos or other videos I've watched on YouTube about the device. They're like, yeah, it's really hard to see outside if you're in the sunlight. Which, if you're out in the field deploying an antenna, you're probably going to be in the sunlight. At least in Texas, you are. Sheesh. But
yeah, well, like that's the problem with the regular Nano. So here's the first one that I got.
Yeah.
And this is in a case, so it makes it look bigger, but then this is the second one. So you can see, like with the first one, I couldn't read it at all. I couldn't read it in the dark.
See, that's what... Oh, you know what? Look at that. It lit up drastically when I unplugged it from the USB. I bet that's why. I bet that's why. I bet that's why. I bet, you know, since it's... no, seriously, since it assumes that you're using the software... Maybe it does a power saving thing because it's not plugged in. How do you charge it? Do you charge it with the USB as well?
Yeah, I just plug it into the USB and then it charges.
So maybe that's the trick is that it's charging.
See, mine doesn't dim when I plug it in.
Oh boy, shoot, mine did. I'm gonna go back here to my overhead shot and see how bright that is compared to what it was a minute ago. Holy cow! Yeah, now you can see it. Oh, now you can see it. Okay, well that's good to know. Yeah, that's great information to have. That it's so, and all this other crap has come up on the screen now too. It looks like all the settings we just did were just obliterated. It looks like it's back to the it's 50 to 900 on the bottom, and all these the green and the purple and the blue are back, along with the yellow. So it's got like 4 bands on it right now.
Yeah, so that's why if you calibrate it on there and then save it to a slot, it'll save your frequency range and it'll save your calibration. That's definitely the way to do it.
Okay. Good. Excellent. Cool, man. What is this now? No, I don't want to do that. Well, good. Okay. So can you save within the NanoVNA-Saver software as well?
You can save your calibrations there. Let's see. So if you click on the button for calibration in the lower left, so if you click on the main screen, there's a calibration, and then you get a pop-up. And then in that pop-up at the bottom of it, you have a save calibration option.
I don't see a calibrate. Maybe I'm not on the main screen. Is that the one with the charts and everything?
Yeah, the one with the charts and everything in the lower left-hand
Oh,
corner.
there's calibration. I see it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then a pop up here, and you go save calibration. I got it. Okay.
And then you can also load it. Like if you close down your software, or you do a secondary calibration for a different set of frequencies.
Yeah.
You can come back in here and load one that you saved previously.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'm just gonna go save it in my OneDrive.
I almost always use the software. It just makes it so much easier.
Well,
and
yes. The only time I could see not using the software is if you are actually in the field. If you go out for POTA or SOTA or something like that, you're not going to take a. Well, I mean, I guess maybe in POTA you'd have your computer with you, so.
Yeah, right. I mean, I haven't installed this
Okay.
on Raspberry Pi. I don't know if you can. You can install it on Ubuntu.
Uh-huh.
So maybe you could put it on a Pi. I don't know. But one of the guys I was talking to said that he sets it up on his PC at home, and then he takes his iPad out into the yard with him, and then he remote controls his home PC from the iPad while he works on his antenna, so he can make any changes that he needs to that way.
Well, that's an idea. Okay.
Yeah. So like when you put your tower up, right?
Yeah.
You climb up there, just take your Android tablet, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
And just remote control your computer, and
So
that way you can.
okay,
do
so
it that way.
you said you didn't know if it worked for Raspberry Pi, but there's an Android app that you can download?
There is.
Okay. Oh, that's going to be. I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to. And it's just called. Is it made by the same people and called the same thing?
No, it's not. I
Oh.
can't remember the name of it. I'll take a look and see if I can find
Okay.
it, but
Okay.
and send it to you. But I have an Android tablet, but it's pretty old, so I never. I don't think I have the OTG cable that goes to USB-C either. But I might. I have a huge
Oh.
box of cables I need to go through.
Oh, so you'd have to plug the USB-C port from the NanoVNA into the micro USB of the.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah. Okay.
But
okay.
what I was saying is that some people just leave it all set up in the house and then just use VNC.
Right. Yeah.
on their tablet.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, the only problem with that is you still have to run a coax into the house. Of course, if you're testing your home
Your shack,
radio,
yeah.
your home shack, then that's not a problem. So yeah, that would be totally acceptable, obviously. So okay. Well, this gives me a really good starting point. Now I can go out and tinker with it and toy with it with the because I mean I generally take my laptop. Well, I have a really small laptop, then I have my main laptop. But if you're doing parks I'm thinking about POTA. I'm not. You probably wouldn't take something like this for a SOTA activation.
No,
You do
no.
all this beforehand and then just pack the antenna and forget about it, right?
Right.
You wouldn't. You wouldn't want to be tuning antennas on the SOTA activation, taking all the equipment to tune antennas on a SOTA activation. Generally,
I know
speaking.
Adam wouldn't.
No, he wouldn't. No,
he would use dental floss as his antenna.
he's too busy packing his fishing pole and all his lures.
Right.
But yeah, okay. So but on a POTA activation, you can certainly do that. I might do that next time just for the heck of it.
Yeah, and see what it looks
Yeah,
like.
just see what it looks
Because what's
like.
crazy is people think that they're like, oh, I've got a resonant antenna. But when they put it up, it's like in an inverted W. You know what I mean? And it's like, right, and it's like one side's all low to the ground and stuff like that. And it
Right.
it messes with the dynamics, right?
Right. Totally. Yeah. Good. Cool, man. Awesome. Well, this has been
Yeah.
very fun. Thanks for taking the time out today
Oh, no
and
worries.
helping me with this because I've been wanting to tinker with this for a long time. And
But you'll get hooked on it. Like when I first got it, I was like, I'm never going to figure this thing out. And
see, that's what
just
I thought
watch
too.
a bunch of videos
Yeah.
and just play around
Yeah.
with it. And now I love it.
Yeah. I watched your video on how to calibrate it with the open and the short
Yeah.
calibration, the standards here, but I never put it on an antenna. I went and like, okay, yeah, I see what he's talking about here. Click here, good deal. I did not use the software. I just was clicking on screen.
Yeah.
So it's good to see what the software looks like. I mean, I saw what the software looks like on your side. I just didn't see it. I'd never installed it before today.
Yeah, no, it's fun to play around with. There's a couple
Yeah.
other pieces of software that you can use, but that's the best one.
Yeah. Okay.
Like there's a NanoVNA Sharp, and I think that's by the same guy who did the open source project for the NanoVNA.
Okay.
This NanoVNA-Saver is written by a third party person, but everybody seems to use that one as opposed to the other products.
Huh. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
It's certainly easy to use. So, all right, man. Cool. Thanks. I appreciate you being here today. Once again, everyone watching, put your comments below. Let us know if you've used this device, what you think about it. If you say, oh, I use it to do something that we didn't even talk about today, let me know what that is. And check the links below for Smoking Ape's channel and his. I'm going to link your video on your calibration that you did as well, so people can kind of compare. Because I think you went into a little bit more detail in a couple areas than we did here today.
Yeah, man.
So, all right, cool.
All
Thanks,
right, man.
man.
Well, thanks, dude. Appreciate
All right.
it.
All right, I'll let you get back to it.
All right, take care, man.
All right, see ya.
Bye.